What's up guys, Roddy here, and today we're going to talk about, is the iPad Pro 10.5 inch still worth it today? Let's go. So it's no secret, the iPad and tablets in general are some of my favorite devices. They don't get the credit they deserve, and for someone like me who is a digital marketer and content creator, this device rocks. Here's why. I have never had any issues out of any iPad I have ever owned, and I've owned every single one of them that has come out until this one came out, and I stopped buying them because this one was so good. But I owned the first gen iPad, the very first one that ever came out. Then I owned the very first iPad mini that came out. Then I bought the very first iPad Pro to come out and stopped because this device has always been so good. This is a 64 gigabyte model and I've never had any issues with it. Syncs to the cloud, syncs up to Google Drive, everything works. It's great in a pinch. I can do just about anything and everything on it, even edit video if I really wanted to. Now there are a few downsides to having an older iPad, and let's go ahead and talk about those. One, it's still got the old Lightning port, which works with the Apple Pencil Gen 1, but a lot of the newer iPads actually have USB Type-C. Now the only real benefit to that is if you wanted to connect it to, say, a larger monitor, or now with Apple's file system on this device, you can import and export files a little bit easier. That being said, there are workarounds for this that allow you to do the same thing, even though you might have to connect a dock or a dongle. However, this device works so well and it's so cheap now, I have no doubt that you absolutely would love this device and could make it work in 2022. So I definitely recommend it. Let's take a little break and let me remind you to make sure you hit that subscribe button, ding the notification bell, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, as well as throw in those comments. What do you think about the first gen 10.5 iPad Pro? Is it worth it in 2022 to you? Or do you think you should get a new one with Apple Pencil 2 support? Let me know in the comments. So back to this device, I don't really see any cons. I mean, you can get an Apple Pencil for it, even though it's not the newest one. Yeah, you may have to find a way to carry it around because it doesn't magnetize and charge that way, and you do have to charge it in the port, which is dangerous because it can break and they say it gets loose and you have to get a new one. The other thing is, some people say it can look a little dated because it does still have the Fingerprint Reader and the home button located at the bottom of the screen, or side of the screen, or top of the screen, depending on how you hold it. It does have those black bars on the side, but there are still modern day iPads that have that. And granted, they are the cheaper version, they're still not as cheap as this. Also, because this is a 10.5, it's a little bit different than some of the iPads that are out there. As you can see, it's so easy just to hold in the hand, prop up. I don't get a lot of fatigue. It's very lightweight. Buttons are really good and responsive. Oh, by the way, this one has an extinct item on it called a headphone jack. But check this out. So here's a video Marquez. Of course, you could get this in 4K. It only goes 1080 here. But look at that. Look how good that looks. How immersive it is with all that black around it. It's just great. I love it. I don't ever feel wanting or needing that 4K display. I don't miss it. I don't ever notice that it's a problem. How responsive this is, how immersive it is, how great it is. I mean, it's just fine. It's great. There's no need to really upgrade for me. And I have thought about getting a bigger iPad. I've even thought about getting the newer mini, but this thing works so good. It does everything it should. I've got pages upon pages upon pages. It's just great. It's great to take to a meeting. It's great to jot down notes, even if I'm typing on a screen. It's all very, very easy, and the battery life, probably because of that lower resolution screen, is phenomenal. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I'll go a week, maybe even two, before I forget to charge this thing. Now granted, I'm not using it a ton. It's not a super heavy device that I use a lot, but I do sit down, watch a TV show, catch up on some stuff on here. This is kind of my sidecar, no pun intended, of all of the other devices that I use. I'd much rather prefer to use an iPad versus my phone. This to me is so much better carrying this and a phone versus this and a laptop. In fact, I can leave the book bag at home and carry these two devices very easily. Now again, if you're somebody that really needs that Apple Pencil support, you may want to consider a newer one, because with this one, there's really nowhere to put it. So if you're wanting to carry just this in your phone, but you need the Apple Pencil, you're gonna have to put it in your back pocket or front pocket or jacket pocket or purse. That can be lame to have to carry an extra little device like that. For me, it's never been a problem because I don't have a pencil and I've never needed it. I don't have a problem typing on this. The buttons are plenty big, they're really easy to see. It's very similar to my phone, so it's not hard for me to do that. And in fact, because I have larger hands, I can hold it more in a landscape point of view and type just like I was texting. Fantastic. This is the selfie camera on the 10.5-inch iPad Pro. Video on the 10.5-inch iPad Pro. In 2017. If you're a digital marketer like me and you are looking for the best tech to help you perform better, stop right here. Sure, there's lots of review videos and there's lots of people that tell you what tech to get, but they don't tell you how to interact with digital and social media marketing, and I do. So be sure to put in the comments below if you think this is a great device for you and if you recommend it, or should someone pick up something that has the Apple Pencil 2 support or a bigger iPad Pro. So guys, let's wrap this video up. If you can't tell already, I love this thing. I could never ever see myself getting rid of it except for going to a more smaller form factor that's even easier to hold. That also has Apple Pencil 2 support. Now that I'm doing more videos like this where a script is so important, I would kind of like to have that pencil to jot down notes, scripts, ideas, etc. instead of having to do it on pen and paper. However, on the go, this thing still rocks, and I can rock it just like this with one phone in my pocket and go out the door, meeting clients and doing everything I need to for work. It's a great device, and I hope that you have found some benefit in this. Let me know if you think you might be willing to pick up one of these in 2022 or any tablet, iPad in general. If you have questions, whatever, let me hear about it, and we will see you next time.